Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. In this video, I'm going to be doing chapter 15, verse 2. And we're going to, so let's call out to Krishna and let's pray and let's understand what he's talking about, the upside down tree, which he started explaining in chapter 15, verse 1. Okay, so let's call out to Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dear Bhagwan Shri Krishna, please help us understand. And thank you so much for all of the Amrit that you're pouring onto us. This week, for 7 or 9 days, something, there is somebody who's here. And she's giving lectures every evening, kirtan and lectures, and they are so nourishing. Last night I was just blown away. Thank you so much for giving me that opportunity and for giving us opportunities. Basically, we have so much content, so much information out there that we can listen to, lectures that we can listen to. So thank you for giving us this opportunity to get out of this desire, all of this hankering and desire that we have for these material things that don't get us anywhere, that don't help us in any way. So thank you for all of that. Okay, so let's sing the verse together. It's kind of tongue twister verse. It's in a different meter. It's in the longer meter. Adharshurdhvam prasritastasya shakha guna pravriddha vishaya pravala adharscha mulanyanu karmanubandhini manushya-loke. Okay. The branches of this tree extend downwards and upwards. So the branches of this tree are basically in all directions, nourished by the 3 modes of material nature. So how are they nourished? They're nourished by the modes of material nature. This is the upside down tree. Remember that this is from Brahmaloka is the topmost. It's where the roots are, and then it's upside down. But the branches are all over in all directions. And this tree is a reflection of the real tree that's in the spiritual world. Like, that's the analogy. The twigs are the objects of the senses. So the twigs are all of these objects that we see, all of these things around us that we want, that I love to use that Frodo example, my precious, that ring that he wants, all of those things that we want, the money, the fame, the whatever, all of that. This tree also has roots going down. So the roots are also up and down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of human society. So I've been trying to picture this based on the commentaries. The description is further explained. So branches are in all directions. So in the upper parts is the demigods and the good higher species of life, Gandharvas and this thing. And the lower parts are the lower species, humans, then lower animals and that kind of stuff. As a tree is nourished by water, this tree is nourished by the modes of material nature. So the lower parts are, human beings are lower parts of the branches. So the modes of so the thing is green, like when land is barren it needs water, but when land is green it has a lot of modes of material nature to feed it. And the twigs are considered the sense objects. Basically, the tips of the branches are the senses, the eyes, ears, nose, and which is attached to the twigs, which is the sense objects. The twigs are sound, form, touch, and the sense objects. And the subsidiary roots are attachments and aversion. Subsidiary roots means probably, I don't know exactly what, byproducts of different varieties of suffering and sense enjoyment. So the tendencies towards piety and impiety are considered to develop from these secondary roots. Piety means doing all the right things. It does not mean prem, it means doing all the right things. And so here also he's talking about how water irrigates a tree, modes of material nature, irrigates, or the three gunas, irrigate this eternal tree of material existence. And the sense objects are the buds on the tree, the twigs, that's what he was saying. And it creates aerial roots of material desires. Okay. So aerial roots, he's saying, basically, which makes sense if the roots are going downwards, but the actual roots are there. Okay, I need to take this one moment. Okay, I got distracted a little bit, but okay, so let's see. The sense objects are like the buds of the ashwat tree, so that he talked about, here as well. To satiate this desire. So I'm trying to create a picture, and I'm not really sure I've created I've understood the full picture yet, but I think that's the whole of chapter 15. There are 20 verses in here, so that'll probably help us understand that in a much better way. Okay, so that's it for this verse, but I wanted to talk about this thing that I learned yesterday from this lecture that I attended. So she was talking about the Ramanand Rai Samvad, basically the conversation that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had with Ramanand Rai. I need to listen to that many times over in order to understand that, but basically what I understood, the high level of what I understood, is that when we're chasing after knowledge, like when I do that, I pray to God, please help me understand. I want to understand. I want to know the truth. I want to know the reality of what is. And that is great. It is good. It will help us get to self-realization. It is an excellent thing. Okay, let me, what am I doing? Okay, so yeah, that is really great. That is phenomenal, right? Like we should be figuring out what the reality is, because that gets us to self-realization. But that is the Gyan path. What we want, the ultimate path, is prem. It is wanting love for God. We don't care about all of this Gyan and knowledge and everything. We just care about love. We want to have that loving exchange with God where we're feeling loved and we're giving love to God. Nothing else matters. And the way she spoke, it was like a dream. It felt like I was crying. It was so good. But there was other people also, one other lady there was crying. It was so good, like the way she was explaining what the love was between Yashoda Maya and Krishna, and how bad she felt when he left, and how Nand Maharaj went there to pick them up, but then they weren't being sent back. The Dwarka people, when they went to Dwarka to kill Kans, even after Kans was killed, they didn't want Krishna and Balram to be sent back, so they snuck and they met Nand Maharaj, and Nand Maharaj was like hungry for 2-3 days. He was nirjala fasting. He was not eating anything. He was just waiting for them. He loved them so much. He was just waiting for them, and Krishna knew that he would be waiting, right? So they snuck out and they spoke to Nand Maharaj, and each boy sat on one side of the lap of, and Nand Maharaj was just embracing them and crying. They were weeping and crying, and then they were trying to figure out different solutions, like what do we do, because these guys want us to be here, and what do we do? And then finally they decided that they'll stay back in Mathura for a little bit longer and come back later. And then Nand Maharaj, Krishna gave some of his body ornaments and things to Nand Maharaj and said, you can give this to Yashoda Maya. And he was like, I don't want to face her. I don't want to go home. I don't want to face her. She's going to be so mad. How am I going to, like, she's going to be so angry. And it was true. He went there and she was like, what am I going to do with these ornaments or whatever? You came without him. How could you come without him? How could you leave Krishna and Balram there? How could you come do that? Like, she was so mad. She was so angry. And so the way she was explaining it, like, oh my goodness, it just touched our heart so much. That love. I mean, this is what she was saying, that we need to hear Hari Katha. Even more than chanting, she was saying, is we need to hear Hari Katha. Because when we hear stories like these, then our heart melts. Because we're like, oh, we want that also. And we get attracted to that, we get the desire for that, and that is gold. Basically, that is the ultimate perfection of life. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Ramanand Rai. Understanding, knowledge, and all of that is fine, it's good, but the perfection of life is that feeling of love, where I don't want to eat, I have no desire to eat. It's not that I'm choosing to not eat so that I can do tapasya. That's what we do on Janmashtami. I'm 1,000 times I'm like, I want to break my fast, right? 1,000 times I'm like, I'm hungry, I have a headache, I'm like this and that and all kinds of things. And I kept it this year, for example. I kept it till midnight, and I didn't have water, but I had to keep like, I should not eat, I don't want to eat, because I've made a decision, which is good. God likes the effort, that's fine. But to get to that place where I just don't feel like eating, because Krishna is not there. So, my goodness, how much love is that? And then Krishna reciprocates so deeply, right? Krishna reciprocates. She was talking about how much Krishna reciprocates. So in the beginning parts, he does not. When we're going after Gyan, when we're going after Karma, the first thing was like the first stage that Ramanand Rai said was that we should live in our Varnashram Dharma, like we should fulfill our duties of husband, wife, mother, father, whatever, all of those duties, and do it properly and whatever. And he's like, yeah, that's external, that's nothing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like, complete reject, total, nope, sorry. The second one was Karma Arpan, like giving the fruits of the karma that we're doing to God. And he's like, yeah, that's also external. That's good. That's fine. But that's external. And that's what chapter. And Ramanand Rai was giving references of the Bhagavatam and the Gita for each one of these stages that he was talking about. And then the third one, and then I started getting confused, which is what I want to listen to this again. But it was Gyan Shunya was the fourth stage or the fifth stage, where we're like, I don't need Gyan. Gyan means knowledge. I don't need Gyan. Shunya means zero. Like, I want prem. Gyan Shunya means the Gyan is zero. And before that, there was this Gyan thing. So I really need to listen to it again. I would love to listen to it again. It's so good. But it wasn't recorded very well. It was kind of recorded by somebody just from their phone, just simply from where they were sitting in their far off seat. So I don't know how the quality is, but I'm going to love to listen to her speak on this again. So yeah, but then she started talking about these stories. This is Katha, Krishna Katha, about how much they loved Krishna so much. They were like, when Akrur came to take them because Kans invited them, Yashodami was like, there's no way. Nope, there is no way. He's not going. There is absolutely no. The gopis also were like, no, he's not coming back if he goes where he's not going. They lay them in front of the chariot wheels, and they said, if you want to go, you have to kill us. You have to go on top of our bodies. We're not going to let you just go like that. You have to kill us and go. And then Krishna, of course, promised, I'll be back, which he didn't come back. So there's that whole story. But yeah, how much Krishna also reciprocates with that is amazing. So yeah, listening to these Krishna Katha really softens your heart, because it makes you realize the depth of the love that we're all craving it. Like, all of us are desperately craving it within ourselves. We want it so badly, but we're not able to do it. We're not able to get it. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're not able to, I don't know what I'm saying. We're not able to understand the importance of it, because it feels completely out of access. It feels completely inaccessible. It's like, it's impossible. Like, how can that even exist, and how can we access that from where we are? But we need to be greedy. She kept using the word lolyam, greed. We need to be greedy for it, and we need to say, I want this desperately, no matter what. Nothing is as important as this. I want this badly. So yeah, I'm going to be going for a retreat to Portland, where she's holding a retreat with other people, a 3-day very intensive retreat, and I'm super grateful. I'm so thrilled at that idea. I'm like, wow, this is going to be amazing. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. That's it for this video. We'll do chapter 15, verse 3 in the next video. Wish you a day filled with lots and lots and lots of Krishna's grace and lots of Hari Katha and lots of this desire for Krishna prem in our hearts, in your hearts. Radhe Radhe.